This here is the Mossberg MVP 556 Predator. I'm using the 223 Deer Season XP rounds, and this is the Commander NV400 from One Leaf.
The Mossberg MVP Predator varmint has a fluted 24-inch medium bull barrel and a wide, flat-bottom forend. It's a gun aimed at those who love to hunker down over a spot for hours, such as hunting coyotes in open country. In the hunting portion of this video, I pair the rifle with the bipod, and I found the rifle to be perfectly in tune with this type of shooting. The overall length is 43 inches and the weight is 7.25 pounds without the scope. It has Weaver-style bases, and I opted for medium-height loophole rings for the scope. Take a look at the scope's features on screen and I'll go over them in detail later. The MVP is accurate, it takes AR mags, and it's economical. It features an adjustable lightning bolt action trigger and it averages around 3-pound pull. The barrel sports a 1 in 9 twist and is chambered in 5.56 NATO so that the abundant supply of military ammo can be used. The magazine release on the MVP is located on the front side, and there's a significant amount of slop in play with the bolt when it's pulled all the way to the rear. The MVP isn't a slick custom gun, but I didn't experience any bolt action issues once I got used to working the action. The rifle's weight distribution is very well balanced. The deep relieved area in the wrist is comfortable and the grip features a slight swell that works well for right-handers. It has a comfortable cheek weld with a 13-inch length of pull. The laser cut texture on the forend and grip give it a classic look and provide a nice textured non-slip grip. I had to move because the cows weren't cooperating. I put the target at 75 feet. Let's try out this Deer Season XP, this 64 grain. Let's load up the magazine and we'll try out the one-shot zero. This is the first shot. Here we go. That's where we have the target at 25 yards, 75 feet. This is the first shot. Here we go. That was really nice. That was really nice and smooth. After looking through the binoculars, I saw that I hit a little bit high and left. So I'm gonna do the one-shot zero, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do it right here. And we should be on bullseye second shot. Let me show you what it looks like inside the scope. I'm gonna try my best here. Now we're gonna go into the one-shot zero settings in the menu. Shot zero. Second shot. Let's see if the one-shot zero worked. Looks like I hit right on top of the bullseye. So let me do one more adjustment and we should be ready. Now I'm gonna go up a little bit on the y-axis. Right there you can see the red line is where we hit and the white line is where we were aiming. Now we're gonna press the save record button and we're gonna save it to 1 and it's gonna save right there. Third shot. Oh, we hit the bullseye. Oh yeah, right on the money. It's on. Those are the results. After the first shot, I adjusted it, but I'm telling you, it was a little bit hard because I was looking through the camera and then to the scope. So I finally adjusted it correctly, fine-tuned it. Here's the overview of all the buttons. Now let's take a closer look at the menu and how to access it. There's 4 pages of options. Let's start with the top left reticle type and color. There's 7 reticle options to choose from and 5 colors: white, red, green, blue, and black. We already tried the Shot Zero, but let's take another look. You're going to move the red reticle to the bullet hole while keeping the white reticle on your original point of aim. Don't forget to press the save button before exiting, which brings us to the next position setting. There's 6 profiles. You can save with all kinds of reticle types and color combinations. You can use quick release scope rings and swap rifles, or use different ammo on the same rifle like I'm going to do. The screen aspect ratio can be set to small, 16:9, or 4:3. Now let's take a quicker look at these settings highlighted with parentheses. In movie mode, you can choose the resolution and frames per second. I usually keep mine in 4K 30. Below it is the max photo resolution at 48 megapixels. The magnification adjustment can be set to increments of 1 or 0.2, giving you 13 levels of magnification or 41. I usually keep mine in increments of 1. The next option is first focal plane and second focal plane. This is up to your own personal preference, and this is an example of both. The day, starry, or night option is best used depending on how much light you have. Later I'll show you how amazing the Sony Starvis CMOS sensor performance is in low light. Now let's take a look at the second page of the settings. I always have picture-in-picture mode on. Next, you can choose the movie clip time. The LCD brightness setting is very useful for night hunting. The auto record option works well if you just want to turn the scope on and not have to worry about pressing the record button. This option is to turn off the display icons, which are labeled below this red line, and you can identify the widgets above, along with the option to turn them off as well. The unit can be in meters or yards. The range marker align feature is straightforward. Just move the yellow cursor to the white blinking light. The compass calibration can be done using the 8-figure technique shown here. Also, the gyroscope calibration can be done following these instructions on the manual. Now for the third page of the menu. This is the laser option, and you should ideally have the sound recording option on. You can choose to stamp the date and logo here. If you don't know what these next 3 options mean, then just leave them as they are. That's for getting the perfect picture in different lighting for more camera-savvy users. Same goes for the next 3 options. Choose the button backlight on and off here. Your date format and clock setting. Also make sure to format your microSD card here before you use it, if you put one of your own. To play back your recently recorded video, use this button and follow the instructions to navigate. I set up a target under this first tree at 150 feet away. Under the second tree, there's another target at 250 feet away. In the middle of that hill, there's a third box at 550 feet away. Let's take some shots and I'll show you what it looks like. Then I'm going to show you what it looks like over there by that trailer, which is 800 feet away. There's the target at 150 feet away. Let me try to focus a little bit. Okay. Let's zoom in a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Now let's look at the other targets. That one's going to be a little bit hard to hit because the grass is a little tall, 250 feet away. Looks really beautiful, nice and crisp. There's the one over there at 550 feet away. See if I can get it a little bit crisper. There. That's all the focus for 550 feet. Let's zoom in on the trailer.
That's really good right there. For 800 feet, that's awesome. We'll take one first here at 150 feet. Looks like I hit really high. Not sure why if I sighted it in at 75 feet, but I might have to do the one shot zero again. I'm gonna take another shot just to confirm. Yeah, it's hitting a little bit high. The way I zeroed it, I should have zeroed it at this distance. I did the one shot zero again and I brought it back down. So let's see where it's hitting now. I think I hit right on bullseye. We have arrived at the first location, and here are the shots right there. That was a first shot, second shot, and then we zero it down to here. I hit not even half a centimeter above the bullseye. It was touching the red, so that's good. Let's see where it's hitting at 250 feet. This is where I really want to zero it at. I'm gonna be taking shots about this distance, maybe a little bit longer, possibly at 550 feet, but I'm not too sure. It has to be a really good shot and it has to be just everything right. So let's go ahead and shoot at 250 feet. I'm gonna actually aim a little bit above the bullseye just because it's blocking in the video. You can tell it's blocking. So I'm gonna aim at that top pizza slice right in the center. And I think I got it. Yeah, look, there it is right there. That's actually perfect. We have arrived at the second location where we took one shot. Center, pizza slice on top, and we got it. Let's see what it does at 550 feet. It is really windy, so let's take that into account. It is really windy, so let's take that into account. That's where we hit. That's actually not bad at all. It didn't drop at all. Let's take some more shots at this distance. Now that we know that we're hitting exactly point blank range, let's take some more shots. And the 223 should hold zero up to about 690 feet, 230 yards. But I believe that's with the smaller grain bullet, maybe 55 grains. So with this one, I don't know what the maximum point blank range is, but now I know for sure that at 550 feet, it's hitting exactly at bullseye. Let's confirm that. Here are the results. That's not bad at all. I think that's just more me getting used to the rifle, shooting it and shooting this scope. But that puts an animal, that puts a deer, that puts a hog
a Coyote down at this distance at 550 feet, that hits vitals right there. This video was shot with my iPhone 11 Pro, and you can barely see anything on the screen, and I can barely see anything walking. But take a look at this Sony Starvis CMOS sensor. It's almost like if it was daylight. I can literally look at this if I can't see anything in front of me, and I can see a clear day picture. The image does get a little choppy sometimes. It's not going to be as smooth as if you were shooting regular 4K footage in perfect lighting conditions. But this is very doable, and I really like the performance. Here's the iPhone footage again. And look at how drastically it changes when we look through the scope. It's completely pitch black. I have the red light headlamp on. This is the Artemis. Now this thing is awesome. Now let's look at the same targets that we saw earlier. I changed the scope range. Remember, these are Weaver rail from Loophole, so I don't have the attachment to put the flashlight. So for now, I have a little stand, and we're going to put it right next to the rifle. That's the target at 150 feet. And the IR light is zoomed all the way out. You can see that I'm moving it around right there. Trying to get the best picture. Right there. I'm going to zoom in a little bit on the flashlight. And that's all the way zoomed in. Right there. Oh no, we still have some more. There we go. That's all the way zoomed in. Which I think it looks a little bit better when it's zoomed out until where you can see the whole picture right there. That's about halfway. Now let's zoom in on the scope a little bit. Sharpen the image a little bit. Zoom in some more. It's not bad right there. Zoom back out. That's the target at 250 feet. And that's with the IR light all the way zoomed out. Zoom it in a little more. I'll zoom in on the scope. I'll zoom it in all the way. It's like a beam of light right there. Let's zoom out on the scope so you can see it a little better. Zoom in. It's not bad at all. Again, that's the one at 250 feet. Just wanted you to see what it looks like with the red dot, with the laser. There it is right there. It's a really foggy night, that's why you can't see anything. Now we're looking at the 550 feet away target. Right there. The flashlight is all the way zoomed in. I'm going to try sharpening it as we zoom in. That's really good right there. Look at that. That's all the way zoomed in. So that's about as best as we can get it right there. Let's zoom out. All the way out. Okay, there you go. We're zooming out, zooming out. And that'll be really good right there. If you put it about halfway, that works. Let's look at the camper. That's 800 feet away. And look how crisp it looks. And that's with the IR light all the way zoomed out right there. Let's zoom in. And I think that's more than ideal right there. So look at that, we can pick out the gas tank right there. Obviously we're not going to shoot that. That's about as crisp as we can get it. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, look at this. I call this sighted in. I think I shot better at night than I did during the day. That's awesome. I want to get the feet per second on this ammo. So I got the chronograph out. Let's see what results we get. .30-27. 30-21. 30-22. This is a low-fenced ranch that we manage for deer hunting. It's thick, heavy forest environment, and there's lots of biodiversity in the area. But there's also lots of open land where the cows roam free. There's several feeders set up, and we hunt rabbits, squirrels, raccoons, doves, and we do pest control on English sparrows. Although today I'm going to set up a natural ground blind near the travel corridor. There's lots of hogs that damage this property, so we try to eliminate as many as possible. But the coyotes also need to have their population controlled. They have been doing damage to the deer herd, and the small critters seem to be either in hiding or nearly all gone. We have several 6 to 10-year-old mature bucks that live around the area, and some promising younger bucks as well. This is greatly in part because everyone that participates in this ranch practices safe and conservative type of hunting. This means that we don't shoot just to shoot. The shooting decisions have lots to do with how the deer herd is doing health-wise and the ratio of those to bucks in the area. Sometimes we may take out a younger buck that's not genetically up to our standard, or we will finally encounter the majestic mature bucks if we get lucky. There are lots of yearlings and doe groups that are being attacked by coyotes, and I'm going to start to take them out until I think the population is more balanced. It's early in the morning, and I'm walking to the perfect location to hunt on this particular day. I look at the wind direction and land axis to see which routes I can take without blowing my wind all over the property and blowing my cover. Coyotes are predators and have excellent noses. If they detect me, I'll never get a chance to shoot. The wind is blowing directly into my face, and I'm sitting behind some bushes with piled up branches and leaves to cover my body. I'm not using any electronic calls in this hunt, since I'm on a busy trail and I know the coyotes are hunting and active in the morning. They'll come to me. And just like that, I saw a quick white flash across the trail, and then another. That's the quick coyotes on the scent trail, so I get ready to take a shot. It's a double lung shot, and the .223 went right through him, surely with no blood trail. I spot another one, and I need this one to drop on the spot, so I take a spine shot. It quickly expires, so for anyone that thinks it's not an ethical shot, the central nervous system was immediately shut off. Wow, that was exciting, huh? It's about to be 11 o'clock. I'm gonna wrap everything up. I'm gonna grab the coyotes. I got the rope here. I'm gonna just pull them out, and I'm gonna bring the four-wheeler out here so that I can haul them out. Wow, that was intense. We've had the population go up recently. There's been a lot of coyote sightings, especially in our trail cameras.
We also hear them at night, a lot of them. They're everywhere. We want to control the population just a little bit. We want a lot of rabbits. We want mice, rats. We want a lot of native species that the coyotes hunt, especially the fawns and deer. That's where I was sitting right there under those two trees that make a V. So I'm heading over to where I shot the coyotes. I'm gonna be looking for a blood trail for this first one. The second one, I know it dropped right there. Hopefully I can find that first one. Where is this other one at? Oh, there it is. Make sure it's dead. Yep. And not bad looking coyote. Yep, getting pretty stiff. All right, so here's the first one. Pretty good size. Got the rope right here. I took the shot over here. I found the actual bullet hole. Look at that. That's 100% the bullet hole. So right here, that's where I made the shot. This way, and took off running over there. So let's look for blood. And I think, is that blood? No, that's just the grass. Well, I've looked everywhere and I can't find this coyote. I'm afraid that he's probably lying in the bush there somewhere and I'm not gonna find him. But the crows and the buzzards and the vultures, they'll find him first. Maybe he went to the neighbor's property. That's what I'm thinking, because the third coyote that got away went into the neighbor's property.
One day later.
I can't believe I found them. I was looking around and I saw something white. There he is. Man, he ran a little bit. He ran a far ways, but this morning we found him. There he is. Man, this thing is big. Look at the fur on this. Wow. And he's stiff already. But, man, I'm so happy we found him. Look at the fur on this thing. Wow. Took me one morning, but look at this thing. He's big, beautiful, huge. Well, I hope you enjoyed the hunt. I'm super excited. My heart's still pounding hard. I'm glad I got good footage of it. You guys make sure to check out the Commander NV400 from One Leaf, my favorite scope cam. And as you can see, it looks nice and sleek. It works very well. And the quality of the video, well, you saw it. Well, stay tuned for next episode. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. And share it to your family and friends.